guys, it's me, Dominique. Today is October 10th. I know I haven't been in a while. Back and forth with myself about making this video. But I realized if I don't make this video, I'm doing a disservice to whoever might need to hear this. So I'm just going to talk and make it do what it do. So the past couple of months of my hiatus, I've realized that I've noticed a lot of things with the women around me that I know personally, that I know closely, that I don't know personally, that I don't know closely, that I've been involved with the situation with, that a lot of women, when it comes to children, have become bitter baby mamas. I know I have made other videos regarding baby mamas and this whole thing and whatnot, and I'm not trying to attack single mothers. I'm not trying to attack baby mamas. I'm not trying to attack anyone. I know people are sitting here looking like, who are you to talk about baby mamas, single mothers, where you're not a baby mama, you're not a single mother. You have a man in your life. That man is your husband. That man is also the father to both of your kids. So how do you know? How would you even begin to understand where we're coming from? Okay, so I made videos before about my situation regarding my husband. We did not start off all picture perfect. Hell, now we're not picture perfect. But in the beginning, we didn't start off picture perfect. Our relationship, in the beginning, we were only dating for a couple of months. We conceived my son, and it was rocky for a good little minute after my son was born before we got to this point of getting married and having another child and being together and being happily ever after. So, although I can't understand what it feels like to be a single mother right now at this point in my life, I've had my moments where I felt like a single mother, where I was a single mother, where I was a baby mama. And I went through the trials and tribulations of dealing with the man and everything that came with the situation of not being as responsible as I should have been in the beginning. So I feel like I can kind of speak in a sense. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up the topic of the baby mamas and the bitter baby mamas is because if you're a bitter woman, then you're a bitter woman. That's the strife that you have to deal with, that you get past. Bless you, baby. She's asleep. That you get past eventually in your life. But when it involves children, this is something you need to acknowledge and deal with in a more sped up, timely manner than it would be if you didn't have children involved in the situation and when it came to a man. As women, when it comes to a situation not working out the way we think they should have worked out when children are involved, we need to take responsibility in some aspects and not totally act like we're victims in the way things worked out. When I met my husband, we weren't a picture perfect, beautiful, happy couple that had our shit together, that, you know, was just a couple you would look at and be like, oh, well, this is who they're going to be in years down the line. When we met, when we conceived our son, we were mainly statistics. We were like two people that were dating, having fun, and we got pregnant. When I got pregnant, I said this before, I prepared myself to be a single mother. Reason being because of the situation, number one, and because I was used to what I was used to seeing. So I prepared myself for single motherhood, because that's all I knew. It never dawned on me that I would be a family. That's never something I expected, and it's not something that I went forward into when I conceived my child. So I feel like in a way I didn't play myself into thinking that this is how it's going to be. I took responsibility early on. Now, in the course of me taking responsibility early on, obviously, I guess because my husband loved me then and he loves me now, he always held on to me in some aspects. He always tried to keep us together. He said, you know, he wants to be with me and this and that. But then a lot of times his actions were different. So because I took responsibility for some of the role I had in bringing my child into the situation, I took responsibility and not make myself a victim and not say, oh, well, we were together and he told me this and he told me that and this is what I'm going to hold on to and I'm hurt and he broke my heart and I'm just going to make his life a living hell because this is what I feel like he should have did. This is what I did when I got pregnant and had a child. This is what he should have did because this is his child too. I didn't do any of that because I took responsibility of the situation. It's not like I went into a relationship with a man who had his shit together, who I knew loved me for sure, because I did not know if he loved me for sure then. I did not expect him to be something just because we hadn't had a child. And we weren't that before. I know we wasn't like this picture perfect couple before. So I didn't expect this happy family thing. And a lot of times when women go into situations with men, I feel like you need to take responsibility, some type of responsibility, and stop playing the victim in the whole situation. You're dating someone, you have a child with them, things don't work out the way that you feel like they should have worked out, and he's not doing what you feel like he should be doing. You need to take some responsibility there because that's who you chose. That's who you chose. And don't sit here and say, oh, well, before I got pregnant, he was this and that way. You cannot, I don't care. Nobody can sit here. And I know I'm going to have comments saying that he did not show me he was abusive. He didn't show me he couldn't keep a job. He didn't show me, oh, he didn't want to be with me. After I got pregnant, he did a whole 360. Yeah, granted, I do know when there's children involved, men do change drastically. My husband changed drastically when I was pregnant. But I still took on some because I seen prior to me finding out I was pregnant, I seen how he pulled away from me. I seen how we weren't around each other as much. I seen how we weren't going out on dates. I seen how our time on the phone talking was less and less. I seen the breakdown of it. So after my son was conceived, it's not like I didn't see things prior. It's not like it was a total Mr. Jekyll and Hyde thing for me. I saw a lot of aspects of who he was after I had my son before I found out I was pregnant. And I said, you know what? This is the man I laid down with. This is the man I conceived the child with. So it's like, in a sense, I made the choice. So I have to deal with the consequences of the choices I made. If you meet a man and he's not working when you meet him, and he's on the street, he's a street hustler, he's doing whatever it is to get by, $20 in there, y'all riding around in your car, you're the one who's getting up at 9 to 5, you're the one who's paying the bills. So you expect him to change into Mr. Oh, let me hand you $300 and $400 every week because we have a child now. No. When you met him, he wasn't shit. When you met him, he wasn't working. When you met him, he wasn't bringing in no income. When you met him, y'all was riding around in your car. You was footing the bill. You was buying him shit. You was giving him money. So why would you expect him to totally be changed and because y'all not together, be handing you this money where he wasn't handing you money before? Or when you met this man, he had a girlfriend. He was with someone, and your main objective was to show this man that you were the better woman because that's just what women do. Compete. Not me. But your main objective was to show this man that I'm the better woman, you should be with me. And in the end, just because you show him, just because you feel like you're the better woman, just because you feel like you showed him you were the better woman, he doesn't choose you. Now you're evil. Now, because things don't work out for you at all, the way you planned it at all, and you don't get none of what you expected because of what you was putting out, you become the person that I'm gonna make this person's life a living hell. This person hurt me so bad, I'm gonna hurt them. But in a sense, I feel like you need to take responsibility for your hurt. The situation was never what you thought it was going to be to begin with. You had this illusion in your mind. You had this picture in your mind, and the situation was never that. But because the reality is setting in that the situation isn't what you wanted it to be, now you want to be upset because you're hurt, but you making yourself the victim instead of taking some type of responsibility. Because if you take responsibility in that, you'll realize how easy it is for you to get over it and for you to deal with the situation and for you to get better about it. But when you continue to make yourself feel like a victim and make yourself feel like you didn't have no responsibility in the way the situation played out, you're going to be stuck where you're at. You're never going to get over the situation. You're never going to get over the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, because you're still holding on to the shoulda, coulda, wouldas almost 10 years down the line thinking things is going to change. But then these 10 years have gone by, and here you are still in the same place, still with the same hurt, because you feel like you were wrong, but you don't want to take some type of responsibility, and the situation played out. Not discounting that you were wrong, not discounting that he did hurt you, not discounting that he probably lied, not discounting that he probably did tell you we're going to be a family, but his actions showed different. I'm not discounting none of that, but at some point you need to say, you know what, this is what I chose. This is the man I chose. I knew he wasn't everything. He wasn't everything where I saw it, but I saw the potential. And because I saw the potential, I felt like he could be who I wanted him to be. But because he never lived up to his potential, now it's his fault he didn't live up to the potential, the expectations I held for him. Not even thinking about it, he probably didn't even have these same expectations for himself, but because he didn't hold up to the expectations or the potential that you thought you saw or you saw, you don't want to take responsibility. It's all his fault because he didn't know I had these expectations for him, but he still didn't meet these expectations. But yeah, that's all I want to say about that. Until next video, I'm out. Any questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. Inbox, email, anything, just hit me up. All my other social networks will be at the bottom of this video in the description bar.